Welcome to the deep dive into Thomas Friedman's Thank You for Being Late, a book that predicted the chaos and promise of today's world with uncanny accuracy. I'm Shantanu Barua, and in this video, we'll explore how Friedman's framework for understanding technology, globalization, and climate change applies to the biggest disruptor of our time, generative AI. When Friedman published this book in 2016, he identified 2007 as a pivotal year, the year the world went horizontal. Let me paint a picture of why. Apple launched the iPhone, revolutionizing mobile computing. Facebook opened its platform to third-party apps, accelerating social media's dominance. Twitter became global, changing how we share information. Airbnb was conceived, disrupting the hospitality industry. The cost of sequencing a human genome dropped below $1 million, paving the way for personalized medicine. GitHub launched, transforming collaborative software development. These events set the stage for exponential technological growth. But if 2007 was a spark, 2023 is a wildfire fueled by generative AI tools like ChatGPT. Let's compare. The iPhone took 74 days to sell 1 million units. Facebook reached 1 billion users in 8 years. And if you see in today's generative AI era, just in 2023, ChatGPT hit 100 million users in just 2 months, faster than TikTok at 9 months or Instagram at 2.5 years. According to Bloomberg, the generative AI market is projected to grow from $40 billion in 2022 to $1.3 trillion by 2030. Global AI investment surged to $27 billion in Q3 2023 alone, as reported by Crunchbase. Friedman warned us about technology outpacing human adaptability, and he was right. McKinsey estimates that 30% of work hours in the US could be automated by AI by 2030, double their projections from just a few years ago. But Friedman's core message remains urgent. We must adapt faster. In this video, we will unpack how his framework applies to today's AI-driven world. Let's deep dive into technology, the first of Friedman's 3 accelerating forces, and how it intersects with generative AI. Friedman highlights Moore's law, the doubling of computer processing power every 2 years, as a key driver of technological acceleration. This exponential growth has enabled remarkable advancements. In 1971, Intel's first processor had just 2,300 transistors. By 2022, Apple's M1 Ultra chip boosted 114 billion transistors, a nearly incomprehensible leap in computing power. Mobile data traffic exploded from 5 petabytes per year in 2007 to over 5,000 petabytes by 2014, a staggering 100,000% increase. This exponential growth in computing power has led to remarkable advancements across various fields. In smartphones, there were about 122 million users globally in 2007. By 2023, this number has skyrocketed to over 6.8 billion, 86% of the world's population. Internet access has grown from only 6.8% of the world's population in 2000 to 64.4% in 2023, over 5 billion people. Data creation exploded. In 2010, the world created 2 zettabytes of data. By 2025, it is projected to reach 181 zettabytes, a 90-fold increase in just 15 years. Generative AI tools like ChatGPT are transforming industries overnight. Here are some jaw-dropping stats. OpenAI's GPT-4 scored in the top 10% on the US bar exam, outperforming most human test takers. Training GPT-3 required 1,287 megawatt hours, enough energy to power 120 US homes for 1 year. In image generation, DAL-E2 can generate photorealistic images from text description in seconds. In 2022, an AI-generated artwork won a fine art competition, sparking controversy. For language translation, Google Translate now supports over 133 languages, processing over 100 billion words daily. DeepL, an AI-powered translator, claims to match human translation quality in many language pairs. In scientific research, AlphaFold, an AI system by DeepMind, has predicted the 3D structures of nearly all known proteins, over 200 million, revolutionizing biological research. The impact on jobs and skills is profound. The World Economic Forum predicts that by 2025, half of all employees will need significant reskilling due to automation and AI adoption. McKinsey estimates that up to 375 million workers worldwide may need to switch occupations by 2030. Let's break down the impact on specific industries. In healthcare, AI could save the US healthcare system 115 billion US dollars annually by 2026. However, it may also automate up to 35% of healthcare tasks, affecting millions of jobs. In finance, AI is projected to automate 30% of bank jobs by 2030. Simultaneously, it's creating new roles like AI ethicists and machine learning engineers. In education, AI tutoring systems could prove personalized learning at scale, but this might also reduce demand for traditional teaching roles. While generative AI offers immense potential, it also raises ethical concerns. Bias in AI models can perpetuate discrimination. Studies shows that facial recognition systems are up to 34% less accurate for darker-skinned individuals compared to lighter-skinned ones. Carbon emissions from training large AI models can reach up to 284 tons of carbon dioxide, equivalent to 5 cars' lifetime emissions. Other pressing concerns includes privacy. AI systems often require vast amounts of personal data to function effectively. In 2023, Italy temporarily banned ChatGPT over privacy concerns. Misinformation is another issue. Deepfake technology, powered by AI, could make it increasingly difficult to distinguish fact from fiction. A 2023 study found that people struggle to identify AI-generated text, with accuracy rates below 60%. Algorithmic bias is also a concern. A 2019 study found that a widely used healthcare algorithm was less likely to refer Black patients for additional care than equally sick white patients. Friedman's point about technology advancing faster than society can adapt has never been more relevant. Now let's turn to globalization, the second accelerating force Friedman identifies. Globalization has interconnected markets like never before. In 1970, global trade represented about 27% of world GDP. By 2021, it had risen to nearly 58%, despite disruptions from COVID-19. Foreign direct investment grew from just 13 billion US dollars in 1970 to over 1.58 trillion dollars in 2021, highlighting the scale of economic integration. While traditional globalization metrics like trade have slowed, digital globalization is accelerating. Cross-border data flows have exploded. Global internet traffic grew from 100 gigabytes per day in 1992 to over 150,000 gigabytes per second in 2022. By 2025, it is projected to reach 463 exabytes per day. Digital platforms like Amazon, Alibaba, and Shopify have made it easier for small businesses to reach global markets. In 2022, cross-border e-commerce sales reached $3.2 trillion globally. AI is reshaping global labor markets as well. A Stanford study found that 80% of US workers could see at least 10% of their tasks automated by AI, with developing countries facing even steeper risk due to lower digital infrastructure. The remote work revolution, accelerated by the pandemic, has led to 16% of companies now being fully remote globally. AI tools like real-time translations are making international collaboration easier than ever. The gig economy is booming. It's projected to reach $455 billion by 2023, up from $204 billion in 2018. AI platforms are increasingly matching freelancers with global opportunities. The race for AI dominance has created new geopolitical tensions. The US and China now control over 90% of global AI startup funding, according to UNCTAD, a modern cognitive arms race. AI regulation is becoming a global issue. The EU's AI Act, said to be world's first a comprehensive AI law, could become a global standard. China has implemented its own AI governance framework focusing on AI for social good. Data sovereignty is another concern. Over 100 countries have implemented data localization laws impacting how global companies operate. While globalization has lifted millions out of poverty, it has also deepened inequalities. The World Inequality Report found that the richest 10% of the global population capture over half of global income, while the poorest half accounts for just 8.5%. Skill bias technological changes is aggravating this. Since the 1980s, the wage premium for college educated worker has increased by over 40% in the US. AI is likely to widen the gap between high skill and low skill workers further. Regional disparities are also growing. A 2020 Brookings report found that just 5 metro areas accounted for 90% of all US high-tech job growth between 2005 and 2017. AI could further concentrate economic opportunities in tech hubs, challenging less developed regions. Friedman's call for managing globalization carefully is more crucial than ever in the AI era. The third accelerating force is climate change, perhaps the most urgent challenge we face today. Global temperatures have risen by about 1.1 degrees centigrade above pre-industrial levels, with the last decade being the warmest on record. Atmospheric carbon dioxide levels now exceed 420 parts per million, the highest in at least 800,000 years. Sea levels have risen about 8 to 9 inches since 1880, with an accelerating rate of rise at nearly 4 millimeters per year over the last decade. Climate-related disaster displace over 20 million people annually, according to UN estimates. The economic consequences of climate change are becoming increasingly apparent. The World Bank estimates that climate change could reduce global GDP by up to 18% by 2050 if no action is taken. Poorer countries could see GDP losses of up to 75% by 2100 under high emission scenarios. Insurance costs are skyrocketing too. Climatic-related insurance losses have increased fivefold since the 1980s. In 2022, global insured losses from natural disasters reached 132 billion US dollars, well above the 10-year average of $81 billion. AI can both help and harm sustainability efforts. Google's DeepMind reduced energy consumption in data centers by up to 30% using AI algorithms, showing its potential for efficiency gains. However, training large-scale AI models emits significant carbon, highlighting the need for greener computing practices. In climate modeling, AI-powered models can process vast amounts of data, improving the accuracy of climate predictions. For example, Google's AI can now predict rainfall up to 6 hours in advance with 89% accuracy. Smart grids powered by AI can optimize energy distribution, potentially reducing energy waste by up to 30%. The global smart grid market is expected to reach $92 billion by 2026. In sustainable agriculture, AI-powered precision agriculture could reduce water use by 20 to 30% and increase crop yields by 10 to 20%. Climate change is already forcing people to move. The UN estimates that 20 million people are displaced by climate-related disasters each year. By 2050, up to 2016 million people could be internally displaced due to climate change impacts. Friedman's emphasis on the interconnectedness of these challenges is crucial. Climate change acts as a threat multiplier, aggravating issues related to technology and globalization. Friedman does not just identify problems, he offers actionable solutions as well. First, he advocates for lifelong learning as critical for adapting. Finland, for example, offers free online AI courses to all EU citizens, aiming to train 1% of Europeans in AI basics. Coursera reports a 65% increase in enrollments for AI and data sciences courses since 2020. Second, Friedman emphasizes the importance of strengthening communities and social cohesion. The Orton Family Foundation's Community Heart and Soul program has helped over 100 small towns in the US build stronger, more vibrant communities. Studies show that strong social connections can increase resilience to technological disruptions and climate challenges. Third, Friedman calls for ethical innovation and responsible technological development. The IEEE Global Initiative on Ethics of Autonomous and Intelligent System provides guidelines for ethical AI development. Companies like Microsoft and Google have established AI ethics boards to guide their AI development. Fourth, he advocates for sustainable development, balancing economic growth with environmental protection. Costa Rica has reversed deforestation, increasing forest cover by 26% in 1983 to over 50% today. The renewable energy sector now employs over 12 million people globally, showcasing the potential for green job creation. Fifth, Friedman emphasizes the need for global cooperation. The Paris Agreement, signed by 196 countries, represents a global effort to combat climate change. The UN Sustainable Development Goals provide a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity adopted by all UN member states. Lastly, the book title stems from Friedman's realization that moments of pause allows us to process change more effectively. Research shows that mindfulness practices can improve decision making under uncertainty. Companies like Google and Intel have implemented mindfulness programs, reporting improved employee well-being and productivity. As we have explored today, Friedman's Thank You for Being Late provides a comprehensive framework for understanding our rapidly changing world. The data clearly shows the unprecedented pace of change in technology, globalization, and climate. While this acceleration presents significant challenges, they also offer immense opportunities if we adapt wisely. Whether through education reform, community building initiatives, or global cooperation, each of us has a role to play in shaping a sustainable and prosperous future. As Friedman reminds us, when the world is changing faster than ever, the trick is to slow down and take time to pause and reflect. In doing so, we can better understand these changes and work together to create a world that harnesses the power of these accelerations for the benefit of all. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Friedman's insight today. I hope this discussion has provided you with valuable insights and some food for thought as you think about a better world for all of us tomorrow. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Also, if you like what you have heard here, please go ahead and push that notification bell. Also, like and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thank you.